best-selling author of many, many books, including Chicken Soup for the Canadian Soul, Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul, co-author of both those books, Branding for Small Businesses, the Dummies book, the series, the yellow covers. He's also used techniques, and the techniques that he teaches have been used to generate over $160 million of products and service sales, which is pretty incredible. Completed 150-mile race to the polar, was it the North Pole?
The 350-mile, month-long foot race to the magnetic North Pole, hauling a 100-pound sled at minus 40 degrees, dodging polar bears.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. But I would say more important than all of the incredible accolades that Raymond's gathered through his career is, for me personally, I look for people in the world who are the best at what they do. And then I get them to mentor me, and I model their success and what they do. And there's a few people that have been outstanding in my life, and one of them is Raymond. What he's going to be teaching you on the training this evening, he's personally taught me and helped me and mentored me, and it's made an incredible difference to my life, to my brand, to all the things that I do. And because I got so much personal value from that, we've now become friends, and I just highly value everything that he's going to be sharing with you. I personally know it works. I've applied his training, and it can make such a huge difference in your life. Whatever you're trying to do, wherever you are, I would say you've got to listen to every word he's got to say. It's going to be an amazing session, really is. So I'm privileged to have Raymond on with us, and I think I'll pass over to you, Raymond.
Thank you. Just for your information, sometimes your screen just goes black and you're very blurry, and sometimes your voice is hesitant because you must have a bad internet connection, and the chat is just ablaze with people saying can't hear you, can't see you. So there might be something your big high broadband into your home.
I will check that.
Okay, so how do I share my screen so I can show them my pretty pictures?
So you should now, you should have got a prompt just there.
Show my screen, there it goes.
Show your screen, yeah. There we go. I can now see your screen. And just to check, can everybody now see Raymond's screen?
Yes, can you see the screen that shows a picture of me with my name?
And we're getting lots of yeses there.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to start, and I'm so excited. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I am a man of very great power, both entrepreneurially, I've helped people around the world, and from the adventuresome point of view, I've done all kinds of crazy things. For example, I ride a 5-foot-tall giraffe unicycle like you see in circuses. So I'm completely crazy in my private life, but in my professional life, I am wildly dedicated. I have been wildly dedicated for 37 years to bring true wealth principles to my dear friends and clients, and my friends' friends and clients, like Darren's friends and clients, to you. So let's get started. This is a presentation that will take roughly 1 hour, plus there'll be an opportunity for questions afterwards. So take great notes. I'm going to go very fast because I want to download all the genius I've got. Okay, here we go. How much do you earn? We're starting with the bad news. And you don't have to actually tell me in the chat, but I'm sure that it's less than you want, less than you deserve. However, my friends always say they earn way more than they deserve. Why? There is one reason, and I'm going to tell you in this presentation. Are you ready for a huge change? Do you want to be in the top 1%? Well, what is it? The top 1% is $300,000 a year, or 300,000 pounds, or 300,000 euro. They're roughly the same right now. 300,000. And you might say, oh my gosh, that's so big, I'll have to hurt people to get up that high. No, My friends are in the top 1% of the top 1%, which is well over $1 million a year, and they help people. They don't hurt anybody. And you might say, okay, Mr. Big Shot, what is your income? And I won't tell you my annual income, but I'll tell you the best I ever did. I earned $1 million in a speech. $1 million in a speech. There's only 9 people in history who've ever done that. Me, Tony Robbins, Oprah, and a half a dozen others, and that's it. And it's only because of one thing, and I'm going to tell you that one thing. There's other people who speak better than me but don't earn as much, because there's one thing they don't have that I do have, and by the end of this presentation, you actually will have it, and you'll have the opportunity to be earning more. I don't want to say more than you deserve, but everybody thinks they earn less than they deserve. I'm going to turn that around for you. Because if I don't turn it around, you will feel that life is unfair, and I want life to be better than fair for you. So let's get started. You must climb the 4-rung ladder of wealth, 4 rungs. And the first one is visibility. Listen carefully. Every single person who earns more than you is more visible than you. Every single person who earns more than you is more visible than you. The second rung is credibility. Every single person who earns more than you is more credible than you, is liked by more people than you. If you have visibility and credibility, you cannot stop the wealth from coming in. If you have visibility and credibility, you cannot stop the wealth from coming in. Hold on, Raymond. You promised me 4 rungs, but you've only delivered 3. Well, let me deliver the other one right now, which I'm hesitant to do because it's in the wrong direction. It's in the dark side. It's invisibility. Invisibility. 97% of people in the developed world, 97% of Canadians, Americans, Brits, Aussies, Kiwis, 97% of Europeans are completely invisible. No one except their family and a couple friends and neighbors knows about them, and that's what holds your income down. So where do you earn most money, at the top or the bottom? At the top. Where do you want to be? At the top, but you typically have to take one step at a time from invisibility. But I have invented the only 2-step, and it starts from invisibility because that's where 97% of you are. And because it's the 2-step, it gobbles up visibility and credibility all at once. I'm going to show you how to have visibility and credibility all at once. But I've also taught you if you have visibility and credibility, you can't stop the wealth from coming in. So basically, it takes you from invisibility to wealth in 1 step. And what is it? It's the most brilliant idea I've ever come up with. And here it is. You must have your own book. You must have your own book. You might be sitting there saying, are you crazy? Writing my own book, I can't do it. English is my second language. Let all that crap go, please. For so many years, I have been teaching these principles to people who thought they couldn't write a book, people who had low self-esteem, people for whom English wasn't their first language, and we've overcome it. I have easy ways to overcome anything you have in mind, and if you still think you need to ask me, write it down, and I'll take all your questions at the end. But let's talk right now about the beauty of having your own book. I asked my dear friend, Dr. John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, Kids Are From Hell. I said to him, if you could change one thing in your amazing life, what would it be? And he said, easy. I'd rather have a book than a PhD. I said, what, are you crazy? Why? He said, call up a radio station and say, I have a PhD. Do you want to interview me? No. But call up a radio station and say, I wrote a book on men-women relationships. Oh my gosh, of course we want you. I wrote a book on Pilates. I wrote a book on making money online. I wrote a book on trading stocks. I wrote a book about options. I wrote a book about Forex. I wrote a book about Bitcoins. I wrote whatever. Whatever you wrote a book on, whatever your shtick is about financial management or network marketing or internet marketing, whatever you know about, that's what you would write about, and you would instantly get credibility and visibility, and they would immediately want you on radio, on television, on stage. And when you're there, you're looked up to, you're an authority, and people want to buy from you. That's the secret. That's the secret, is writing a book in order to get enormous credibility. Having a book means you can indeed aim higher. Now, I'm assuming you're laughing. I hope you're laughing even in your own living room. It's a little easier on stage when I can actually hear you laughing, but I'm assuming you're laughing. Money will come to you, opportunities will come to you, income will come to you, media appearances, patients, clients, money, joy, opportunities of all kinds will come to you when you are branded by writing a book. And I'm going to divide this into 3 parts. This is what Darren has asked me to do. He's told me that he wants me to make a very special presentation to his clients because he loves you and he wants to take really good care of you. So he asked me to divide my presentation for today into how lousy my life was before I got the idea of writing a book. Then I got the idea and how I did it, and then what my life is like now. So I'm going to divide it just like Darren said, because that's the best way to do it. So here's my life before. When I was born, I was broke. Maybe some of you have had that same experience. And then I took a job I didn't particularly like, and so I took it out on a substance, I'm embarrassed to say. And my substance of abuse was food. I got very, very fat. And my boss noticed that I wasn't doing a good job, so my boss fired me. I told my wife about being fired, and she did the only thing a reasonable woman could do. She dumped me out of our marriage. And I learned something that day. I learned that getting fired and divorced on exactly the same day are just extreme forms of market research. And what the marketplace was telling me is, Raymond, you're doing everything wrong. Nutritionally, you're fat. Vocationally, you're fired. Matrimonially, you're dumped. Psychologically, you're depressed. I was a 39-year-old life loser, $100,000 in debt. A 39-year-old life loser, $100,000 in debt. That was my life. That was actually my life. And the turning point of my life came when someone said, why don't you write a book? I said, what are you, nuts? Write a book? Why would I write a book? Oh, I know, I should write a book about something I know about. Maybe I'll write this book, How to Become a 39-Year-Old Life Loser, 7 Proven Techniques. And they said, no, you have to write a book about something positive. Well, even though I was broke and horribly in debt, I did know how to make a great deal of money in real estate. I had purchased 1,100 pieces of real estate. I've made $500 million buying and selling real estate, but I lost it all in the divorce. So I was broke, even though I knew how to get rich in real estate, but because I was depressed, I just couldn't do it. Anyways, I did write, and I wrote this book, You Can Make $1 Million in Canadian Real Estate. I showed it to my mother, and she said, why do you have a broken picket fence across the bottom? I said, Ma, those are houses. I drew them myself. She said, son, you could have drawn better houses when you were 4. Anyways, what I say next, and Darren knows this because we've shared the stage many times, what I say over the next 10 seconds is what Darren wants you to pay absolutely very careful attention to. Don't take notes, just stare at the screen, because if I bump into you on the street 20 years from now, the next 10 seconds are the only thing that you're going to remember. No notes, just listen very carefully. From age 39 to age 40, in 1 single year, I got out of debt. I got out of $100,000 of debt. It was the first time I was out of debt in my entire adult life, and even more. From age 40 to age 41, I became a millionaire, and I've never looked back. Wow, wow, wow. I want you to go into the chat right now and type in wow if you're dazzled by that. Go into the chat right now and type in wow if you are dazzled by that, because I want to see all those wows. And even more so, if you're not wowed by that, maybe you'll be wowed by this. My clients are getting there faster than me because I'm a way better coach on book writing, overcoming any issue you have, than the person who helped me way back then. Look at those wows. Holy mackerel. Wow, wow, wow. So I want you to come into my life now. I've told you how lousy my life was. I told you the one thing I changed. How many things? 1. I told you the one thing I changed, and you said, wow. And here's my life now. My dearest friend is Jack Canfield, the co-creator of the entire Chicken Soup for the Soul series of books. We're on vacation on a cruise ship right there. And this is an embarrassing picture. I think you can see me in the bottom left corner. Gosh, it's so embarrassing. Les Brown is one of my dear friends. And this is Stedman Graham, Oprah's boyfriend. And what this picture seems to indicate is that he's a little bit taller than me. And I'm so embarrassed by this picture. And he's such a good sport. I said, Stedman, will you just stand there? And I raced around the hotel to find a stool so I could retake this picture. But it didn't work. Even standing on a stool, he's taller than me. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. Rudy Giuliani, the greatest mayor on earth. A good friend. Bob Proctor is a neighbor of mine, grandfather of the entire personal growth industry. Sir Richard Branson, the wealthiest man in England. Brian Tracy, dear friend. Brian Mulroney, the Prime Minister of Canada. Have you noticed that every time I introduce you to a friend of mine, books drop down? Have you noticed that when you go visit a friend of yours, books don't drop down? Have you noticed that my friends earn way more than they think they need or deserve, and your friends typically earn way less than they think they deserve? Why? The difference is a book. The difference is a book. Steve Wozniak, he signed my Mac computer. You can see his signature right on my computer there. Dr. John Gray, Bill Clinton himself at the giant O2 Arena just outside of London, England. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Robert Kiyosaki, the greatest wealth teacher of all time, a very good friend of mine. And best of all, you'll love this, Shrek. Why am I showing you this picture? Because even Shrek has a book. Even Shrek has a book, for gosh sakes. It's not what you know. It's not who you know. It's who knows you. And the most famous people in the entire world know me. Did they know me when I was 39? No. Did they want to know me when I was 39? No. Do they know me now? Yes. Why? Because I wrote a book. You see, if you're talking to a wealthy person, and every wealthy person's written a book, and you think it's okay that you haven't written a book because none of your friends have written a book, they will look down on you because you haven't written a book. They will, because they've told me this. What they say is, if you have nothing to say, why should I listen to you? And what they mean is, if you haven't written a book, then they imagine that you think you have nothing to say. And if you have nothing to say, why on earth should they listen to you? That's the secret. That's why you don't have super wealthy, super world famous friends. But there are two problems in writing your book, so please write these down, these two problems. The first is the forward scandal. Forward is not a direction, forward versus backward. It's a one-page letter at the beginning of a book written by a celebrity. That's important. Written by a celebrity that tells the readers how amazing you are. So there's three things. Please write this down. You need this information for later. Number one, you must have a forward. Spell it correctly. Number one, you must have a forward. Number two, it must be written by a world-famous celebrity. And number three, you can't pay for it, because celebrities are charging up to $500,000 US now to write a forward for you. Do not pay for it. It's not illegal, but it's scummy. And then the second problem is, get this down, never join any program unless the guru himself is willing to personally teach you in a follow-up workshop. Never join any program unless the guru himself is willing to personally teach you in a follow-up workshop. You see, there are people these days, and Darren and I won't let them on our stage, who talk as if they're there to help you, but it's just a download of something and they never see you again. And Darren won't let that kind of person on his stage. I won't let that kind of person on my stage, and I would never do that to you. The guru himself must be willing to help you personally. So how do you know when you're branded? Because branding is the key to success. And the answer is, when someone says wow about you, you're branded. When someone says wow about you, you're branded. Every wealthy person and every successful company is branded. There's 4 ways to get branded, not just one. There's 4 ways to get branded. I'm going to teach you all 4. So listen carefully and write this down. There's 4 ways to get branded. I'm going to teach you all 4, and then you choose one. You choose the one that suits your needs the best. Just choose one. So here we go. How many ways I'm going to teach you? All 4. How many ways do you choose? Just one. So here we go. Branding by association. That means, who do you hang with? And I showed you pictures of me with about 50 of the most famous people in the entire world, but maybe you don't have any world famous author friends. And if you don't, this one doesn't apply to you. And so technique number 4 doesn't work for you. No problem. Let's go to technique number 3, branding by testimonial. Oh, you might say, I have many testimonials. Actually, you don't. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Listen carefully. A testimonial cannot be from a client. What? Testimonials are always from clients. No, they're not. You see, if you show me a testimonial that says, oh my gosh, you changed my life, you made me a fortune, and it's from somebody, Mary McGregor, that I've never heard of, then I don't take it very seriously. Who the heck's Mary McGregor? Maybe you made her up. How do I know? But if it's from a world famous celebrity, then that's a testimonial. So I wonder if I have such a testimonial. Have you ever heard of Robert Kiyosaki, the most famous wealth teacher in the entire world, possibly the most famous author in the entire world? And what was his most famous book? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But I like his second book better, Cash Flow Quadrant. I like his second book better, Cash Flow Quadrant. What does Robert Kiyosaki say about me? I thank Raymond Aaron and his tapes on goal setting for helping me achieve more with a lot less stress. Wow. One of the biggest guys in the world, Robert Kiyosaki, has said one of the most hugest statements in the world. When a big guy says a big thing, that's a big deal. Now you might query and say, how do we know he said that? And the answer is he wrote it on page 187 of the first edition of his second book, Cash Flow Quadrant. I have a copy here and I'll read it to you. Page 187. I thank Raymond Aaron and his tape on goal setting for helping me in achieving more with a lot less stress. Wow, wow, wow. Because of that one sentence, I've made over $8 million in the last 7 years. Because of that one sentence, I've made over $8 million US in the last 7 years, and it's still coming in, an extra 8 million. Why? Because people read, a new 1,000 people read that page every single day, and they find me and they want to buy from me. Wow, wow, wow. That's branding by testimonial. But you may not have great testimonials from world famous celebrities. That's okay. You've blown 2 ways. There's still hope for you. Branding technique number 2 is branding by achievement. Were you recently the mayor of your city? Were you recently the prime minister or president of your country? Did you recently win a Nobel Peace Prize? Did you recently get an Olympic gold medal, a world record? What? Did you do something? No? Well, let's see if I have any achievements. I've been in the who's who every single year for 37 years in a row. And in every single one of those 37 years, I've been on the very first page, though that's mostly for alphabetical reasons. I've been internationally syndicated on radio talk shows completely around the world. And you can be on radio and television too, but only if you've written a book. Only if you've written a book. No one will have you on their stage unless you've written a book. Every single superstar who was in the movie The Secret had previously written a book. You will never get gigantic opportunities. You'll never get on podcasts except tiny ones. You'll never get on stages except tiny ones. You'll never get on radio or television unless it's like internet radio that has a very tiny reach. You'll never get a big opportunity unless you've written a book. It's as simple as that. And in the amazing movie The Secret, there were 40 teachers filmed for that movie, and I was one of the 40. Why? Because I'm world famous and because I've written a book. In fact, I'm world famous because I wrote those books. I've written 141 books. Even Darren, who's sitting in shock right now listening, even Darren didn't know I wrote 141 books, including the 3 that he mentioned. 4, actually. He mentioned Double Your Income Doing What You Love. It's my hardcover bestseller. Branding Small Business for Dummies, Chicken Soup for the Canadian Soul, and the New York Times top 10 bestseller, Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul. Yes, that's why I'm so well branded, and I can help you too. And I told you I bought and sold over $500 million worth of real estate. Those are my achievements, but you may not have great achievements. You've blown 3 out of the 4 ways. Let's hope to gosh that your 4th way works for you. Here it is, branding technique number 1, branding by wow. All you have to do is to get somebody to say wow about you, and you are branded. And the easiest way to get somebody to say wow about you is to tell them that you wrote a book. Say wow in the comments if you are impressed by that amazing revelation. Just type in wow right now. Look at them come in, Darren. Holy macro. Type in wow right now if you are dazzled by this presentation so far, if you're happy that Darren has invited me, if you're happy that you're listening and taking great notes, and if you're happy that the only one of the 4 ways to get branded that you qualify for is actually the easiest one, writing a book. You may not be able to do it on your own, but with my help, you can do it easily. Look at those wows coming in, streaming in. Wow. And yes, I did write Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul, co-authored with Jack Canfield. And yes, it did hit New York Times top 10. And I get a royalty, that's a commission check, every single quarter. Quarter means every 3 months. I get a commission check or a royalty check every 3 months. And my very first, just the first one, not the sum total of all of them, just the very first one was $100,000 US dollars. $100,000 US dollars. That's a wow. I also wrote Chicken Soup for the Canadian Soul. It was the #1 bestseller in Canada every week for 6 months. And my first royalty check from that one was also $100,000 US dollars. Even though the Canadian population is much smaller than the American population, Canadians appreciated it so much that they bought it up in huge numbers. So can you make money with a book? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, people are typing in yes. That's great. Wow. And my newest blockbuster, Branding Small Business for Dummies, what I decided to do is a little experiment. I noticed that in all the books I'd previously written up to that point, there were certain activities that I did which produced a certain number of pages. But what I noticed is that most activities didn't produce any pages, but every single author thinks he has to do all those activities, he or she. And so I decided an experiment, I would do only those activities, those very few activities, 2 or 3, that produced all the pages of the book. And did that make the book shorter or longer? Sorry, did it make it longer or shorter for me to be able to write that book? Just type in longer or shorter. Like when I left off all these unnecessary activities, was I able to write the book in a shorter time or a longer time? Just type in shorter or longer. Shorter, 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 shorter. You got it. Okay, you got it. That's very, very good. Thank you. And wait till you see when the fireworks die down, you are going to scream wow. You're going to scream wow when you see how short a time it took to write this book. That's right. 10 hours. 10 hours to write a For Dummies book. Wow, wow, wow. Now, there's some people in our audience, Darren, who are not believing me. And so I have a special deal for the non-believers. You can take 20 hours if you wish, no extra charge. It's not a race. If you want to take longer, you can, but I teach you how to write a book in 10 hours. I wrote a book, I got rich. You want rich? Write a book, but not in 1 to 4 years. The giant breakthrough is you can write a book in 10 hours, take 20 if you want, there's no race. But for your second book, by the way, it'll be well under 10 hours because you'll know my technique, even if you're a little hesitant to use it in the first one. As Lisa found out.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Phillips, author of the book, The Artistic Edge, and I just wanted to share some amazing things that happened to me since my book was published. Within the first 3 months, I was published in the Washington Post 3 times, and I was able to get a keynote speaking gig in the US at the Tennessee Arts Commission, where my speaking fee was $5,000. I've had so many more incredible things happen, from blog posts, conferences, articles, and also having my book being used as a teaching tool for school boards all across the US. So thank you so much, Raymond, for encouraging me to write my book.
Wow, wow, wow. Darren, can you please come on and tell me if the sound quality came off well? If you could hear it well?
So Raymond, hi there.
Yes.
Yeah, the sound on that video was perfect from
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to go on. You have a book inside of you. It's way past time to get it out. It's time to make lots of money with a book. I know you might have hesitations or questions. Write them down. I'll handle them all at the end. Jim found out. Wait till you hear Jim's story.
Hi, my name is Jim Hetherington, and I wrote this book, Your Relationship Rescue Handbook, in the 10-10-10 program. And Raymond said that it was going to change my life, and it really has. Ever since I've written this book, I've been invited to co-author in other books. One is actually published already. I have my second book coming out in the spring. I've been invited to speak on stages. I've been invited to do radio shows and TV shows. I've been invited to go to training events where I teach, and I'm on main stage and training and encouraging other people. It just really has changed my life. I highly encourage you to get involved in the 10-10-10 program. write a book. Raymond's team is just amazing. Raymond himself is a great mentor, great teacher, has amazing systems that will really help you get this thing through, get it done, get it published, and get out of the sea of sameness.
Wow. Thank you, Jim. But now here's your excuses. But I don't have any time. Well, the average person in the Western world watches television 11 hours a week. And this takes only 10 hours. That means you could write 52 books this year and still watch your favorite TV show. Don't tell me that you don't have time. But I'm bad at English. Many of my best authors, English is their second language, or they're bad at punctuation or spelling. It doesn't matter, because the only person who sees your manuscript is the editor, and the editor makes it look like an angel wrote it. The editor cleans it up for you. You need an editor, but editing and formatting is not included in my program. Why? Because the cost is small, and most important, in the course, I teach you how you can possibly get editing and formatting for free, so don't worry about it. It's small or free. I've never written anything before. 80% of my clients have never written a book before. Don't worry about it. I teach you everything you need to know. Everything. I explain everything. I'm a really great teacher. I explain everything slowly so that you understand it and you can ask all the questions that you wish. I don't know what to write about. Well, this is my genius. I'm not going to help you write a book. I'm going to help you write a book that makes you money. Listen carefully. I don't want you to write a book. I want you to write a book that makes you money. And so to do that, I teach you how to choose the topic and the title and the subtitle and the target audience, not just to have one, but to have one that makes you money. And I personally help you. My mouth to your ears, your mouth to my ears. I personally help you to make sure that you have the book that makes you money. But I'm just an employee. Then get ready for raises, promotions, and job offers if you want to stay an employee. But if you want to have a business on the side or actually launch a full-time business, then for sure you need a book to launch your business, to brand you. But I'm a professional. Professionals are not allowed to advertise. However, a book is the best advertising and doesn't count as advertising. It's amazing. But I don't know much. You actually know much more than your readers, and that's the brilliant thing. You know much more than your readers. So for example, in my book, Double Your Income Doing What You Love, Warren Buffett didn't buy it. Sir Richard Branson didn't buy it. Why? Because they know more than me. So what? So the tens of thousands of people who know less than me are the ones who bought it and enjoyed it and learned a lot and thanked me. So what kind of book should I write? It's totally your choice. The most money can be made from writing a nonfiction book about what business you want to make money in or what employment you want to make money in. But you can also make money in and publish books as a fiction, an autobiography, a poetry book, a calendar, a children's book. There's all kinds of books. Any one of them works. Any one of them works. How much does it cost? Well, it costs as much as a small car. And if you can't afford it, you darn well better join. If you've been working for 5, 10, 20, 30 years and you don't have a few $1,000s lying around to fund yourself, to get into business, to brand yourself, you're doing something wrong, and this is the most perfect something right you'll ever get offered. Oh, and Darren has not given me permission to offer this for sale, but I'm so proud of it. I just want to tell you about it. It's a 6 audio program called the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide. The Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide. It sells for $3,000 US, and typically people who get into my program, a couple months later, they upgrade and purchase that later, $3,000 US, because they want the book to sell more and they want the book to sell them. So this teaches you how to sell more copies of your book, and it teaches you how the book can sell you as an employee to get raises or a businessman to get more clients. But it's not for sale here. I'm just telling you because I'm proud of it. So how will a book help you? Let's just get to the bottom line. Let's say your book was already out. How will the book help you? Well, I know how the book will help you because I know how the book has helped thousands of other people who've already taken my course, have already published their book, and they've made a great deal of money at it. They have lots of free time and they have lots of residual income. Because of my books, I'll just tell you my story. I take a 1-week vacation every month. And you might say, no, I can't. My boss wouldn't let me. My clients would run away. My employees wouldn't like it. They'd get jealous. Well, that's what I thought too, but I take a 1-week vacation every single month. And I have 10 slides like this, but when I show all 10, people start drooling, and Darren said he didn't want his clients to start drooling. But what's even more amazing, wait till you see this, I also take a 1-month vacation every year. A 1-month vacation every year. I slept on that beach in Fiji for a month. I went whitewater canoeing in the high Arctic of Canada for a month. I went to the rainforest in Ecuador for a month. I had a 1-month honeymoon in the North and South Islands of New Zealand. I trekked around the Annapurna Mountains in Nepal for 1 month. I was 1 month safari in South Africa. I trekked across I did a double crossing of the Sahara Desert by Jeep and camel for a month. I actually spent 4 months going all the way through Europe, from Israel, which was never in Europe, to England, which is no longer in Europe, but I still somehow call it my European vacation. And I spent a month in Australia, a month in Bali. Yes, I spent a month in Croatia, but my most glorious, most sacred 1-month vacation of all was my best vacation of all time, Antarctica. Antarctica. What a blessed continent that is. And there I took the best picture I ever took in my life. Do you want to see it? Here it comes. Yes, I brought my tuxedo to Antarctica. And there I am with the king penguin. Behind my head is not gravel. Behind my head is 150,000 king penguins. I love my life, and I had a horrible life before age 39. I did one thing to change it, and you know what it is, book. And now I lead a glorious life, glorious vacations. I know all the most famous people in the world. Life is wonderful. But for 39 years, it was horrible. You can change any life around with a book. You can change a bad life to a great life. You can change a good life to a great life. You can change a great life to an even greater life when you write a book and get branded by it. So do you want a life like I have? I have no debt. I have high income. I have very high wealth. I've got the sweetest marriage any man could ever imagine. This is my wife, Karen. She's an extremely high income CEO of other people's companies. They parachute her in as a CEO. She's an actress, a model, and a competitive dancer, and she's my wife, and I love her without bounds. And not only do I have the sexiest wife in the world, I got the sexiest car in the world, a beautiful red Tesla S. It drives itself. Oh my gosh, it's the most glorious car in the world. I have a gorgeous new home, high residual income, and lots of time off to do what I want. That's my life. Did I have that life at age 39? No. Did I have that life in my entire adult life up to age 39? No. Do I have that life now? Yes. What did I change? One thing. One thing. What was it? Book. That's it. Book. You got it. And my program is called 10-10-10. You heard some of the testimonials refer to that term 10-10-10. It means that you write a book of 10 chapters in your own words, and I help you with the content because it's very easy for me to give you clues on what to write about, which will make the creation of the wording of the book very, very easy for you. And you'll finish it in 10 hours of your own time. Take more if you wish. It's not a race. But here's the big one. You'll have your book done and ready for publication in just 10 weeks. Wow, wow, wow. And also there's a guarantee. There's an 8-point guarantee, an ironclad guarantee. Why can I give a guarantee so powerfully like that? Because I've offered this to thousands of people and they're all getting their book done. And so I don't just tell you the benefits of my program, I tell you the guarantees of the program because it works. The first guarantee is about I don't know what to write about. And so guarantee number 1 is I will personally make sure you have the perfect target audience, the perfect topic, the perfect title, and the perfect subtitle to make you a lot of money, not just to write a book. Guarantee number 2 is really important. It's the perfect book length. You see, if your book is too thick, people will shy away because nobody's got time any longer to read a thick book. If your book is too thin, then people will think it's just a marketing brochure and they won't give you any credibility. The book has to be the exact right width, the exact right number of pages. And then I teach you how to work backwards so you know exactly how long the table of contents should be, exactly how long each chapter should be, exactly how long the forward should be. And then it ends up exactly the way you want, and you get the branding and the income that you want when you have the perfect book length. By the way, there's 31 secret marketing messages like that I teach you how to put into your book so the book will sell like crazy and you'll make a lot of money. You don't know what they are. I've spent my lifetime identifying them and adding them up. I'm up to 31 right now, and that's it. Don't you dare write a book if you don't know what the 31 marketing messages are, because you'll finish a book, but it'll just sit dead in your garage, and you don't want that. You must have the marketing messages in your book. For example, everybody knows that a McDonald's burger is just a very average burger, and yet it outsells all other burgers in the world. Not because it's better, but because its marketing is better. So your book will be a good book, but no matter how great your book is, it won't sell unless the marketing is right. Every burger is better than a McDonald's burger, but McDonald's outsells all other burgers because the marketing is better. I teach you how to put the marketing in the book so the book will sell and make you a lot of money. 31 marketing messages. Guarantee number 3 is about when do I begin making money? You'll love this. You begin making money today. You begin making money today, even before you start your book. Why? Because when you tell people these 8 words, I am the author of the upcoming book, and then you say, you don't know your title yet, so you say what it's on. I am the author of the upcoming book on Bitcoins, on making money in the stock market, on making money in real estate, whatever. Then people will be dazzled and they'll want to buy your book. They'll want to put you on their stage. It's really powerful. You'll make money today. It's shocking. And guarantee number 4 has to do with how will I learn? How will I learn all this stuff? And the answer is guarantee number 4. I have created 19 super professional videos. I'm the star in it. I explain it very clearly. I talk a little slower than I'm talking now. And those 19 videos, each one is on its own topic. You understand it perfectly. The videos are only about 15 minutes long, so they're easy to digest. At the end of the video, you just do what it says. You play video 1, there's no homework after video 1. You play video 2, and you do what's needed. That takes 1 minute. You play video 3, and you do what it says. And here's the shocking thing. Once you played the 19th video, you're holding your book in your hand. Once you play once you've got around to playing the 19th video, you're holding your finished book in your hand. Wow, wow, wow. And people say, oh, Raymond, you're just so positive all the time, but my problems are so heavy. And the reason your problems are so darn heavy is because you're not branded, you don't have a book, and so you earn way less than you should. You can make a lot of money with a book. Follow me, I will show you that success. Guarantee number 5 says, how can I get a famous celebrity for my forward? Do you remember the 3 points that you had to remember from forward? Number 1, you have to have a forward. Number 2, it has to be written by a celebrity. And number 3, you can't pay for it. You can't pay any extra for it. And so guarantee number 5, you will love, you will scream wow. And when I show you what it is, I want you to write into the chat the word wow to show that you understand. And here it is. I will do the forward for you. I will do the forward for you. Put wow in there while I explain it to you. Oh, wow. Oh my God, they're not even waiting for me. Wow, wow. Oh my God, look at the wows. Let me explain it. You see, when I first started the program many years ago, I would say, go up to some famous person and ask them to write your forward, but nobody could because they didn't know any big famous people. And several people started saying, well, Raymond, you are super famous around the world. You've written 141 books, and you've written a New York Times top 10 best-selling book. Would you please write the forward for me? And so I improved the program. I will write the forward for you. And here's what it looks like. Here's a book that I published under my program, and it says under the name, Forward by Raymond Aaron, New York Times best-selling author. Forward by Raymond Aaron, New York Times bestselling author. If they don't know me, first of all, if they know me, they'll say, wow. If they don't know me, they'll still say, wow, because you got a New York Times bestselling author to write a forward for you. So you don't have to spend years running around to try to find somebody famous. I offer to do it for you. If you know someone more famous than me, use your own forward. I won't get hurt. I won't get insulted. Just use your own forward if you want, but I'm offering to do it for you. And I want to tell you something you'll really, really love. You can get there faster than me. You can get there faster than me because I'm a way, way better teacher than the guy that helped me when I was 39 years old. And you can earn your annual income in one speech. You can earn your annual income in one speech, but only if you've written a book, because nobody is going to have you on your stage unless you've written a book. And here is the hugest. You will love this. This is so unbelievably huge. How do I get Raymond's personal help? How do I get Raymond's personal help? Wait till you see this. There is a program, and it's a guarantee number 6, a 3-day Get Your Book Done workshop. A 3-day Get Your Book Done workshop, which you can attend in order to help get your book done. You can also re-attend it if you want to. You can also re-attend it to write other books if you wish. You can re-attend it as often as you wish, and it's included in the program. How long do I have in order to finish this? Like, how long does your membership last? But no, guarantee number 7 is you can have 1 full year to make sure you get this done. It only takes 10 weeks, and I've been announcing 10 weeks, takes 10 weeks, takes 10 weeks, until one wonderful gentleman, one of my authors, Chinmay Swami, wrote his book, Run Before You Walk, in 6 weeks, and there it is. You can see it published, all done in 6 weeks. So then the competition started, and people did it in 5 weeks and 4 weeks, until the final was Emma, a teenage girl at age 15, wrote her book in 4 days, and she found a publisher, and it was published, and she sent me that selfie in 4 days. Wow, wow, wow. What will Raymond do if I write other books? Well, wait till you see this. You might say, other books? I don't even know if I could write one book. But when you use my patented book writing technology, you can write as many books as you wish. You can write as many books as you wish. It'll be so easy for you when you know my technology of writing a book. You might say, what do you mean technology? You just take out a keyboard and start typing. That's why it's so difficult, because that's what you think writing a book is. The book is way different from that. And if you just bring out a keyboard and start typing, that is the most difficult way to do it and will likely take you years. You might say, but isn't that the way you type a book? No, that's the way you would do it, but it's not the way I teach you. When you do it the way I teach you, the book comes out so fast and is so darn good, and you make so much money. Wow, that's guarantee number 8. And once you see how easy it is, and once you see how much money you make, you'll want to write other books to make even more money. And here is the very hugest of all. There is no risk to you whatsoever. There is no risk to you whatsoever. Why? Because when you register, you get this 8-point guarantee in writing, emailed to you, to make sure that I deliver on every single thing that I just said in this presentation. And remember, the way that you get all this information is the 19 home study videos, which you can just play and play and replay as often as you wish for an entire year. But there's also the Get Your Book Done 3-day workshop. The Get Your Book Done 3-day workshop that I personally host. So you play the videos, and you can also come to a Get Your Book Done workshop. You don't have to come to the workshop, but you can if you wish, and lots of people like to. Some people finish their book just by playing the videos. Some people like to come to the workshop. Some people do both. It's whatever you wish. And when I do the Get Your Book Done workshop, I usually host it only in Hawaii, because I love to go there on vacation. I mean, why wouldn't you want to take a course in Hawaii? And remember, I told you the 31 secret marketing messages must be in your book. If you write a book without those 31 secret marketing messages, you'll have the ego trip of having a book, but no one will respect it. No one will buy it. It'll sit lonely collecting mildew in your garage. You have to have the marketing messages in your book. You might say, no, I'll just write it on my own. Don't you dare. If you write it on your own, it just won't come out the way you want. It just will not come out the way that you want. But if you're still sitting there wondering, here is the best news of all. It is time for a change. It is time to let the book do all the work for you. And it is time for a giant discount. I told you it was a small car, but let's be more specific. It's $28,000 US dollars. $28,000 US dollars. Escape the sea of sameness. Climb up onto the island of individuality so that you can float effortlessly for the rest of your life down the river of relevant differentiation. You are unique and special, pretending that you're ordinary. You are unique and special, earning as if you're ordinary. Well, that stops today. You are not ordinary. Stop earning an ordinary income. As Emma found out, Emma was the superstar 15-year-old teenager who finished her book in 4 days. That's the cover, the ISBN number, all the elements of the cover, everything, the marketing messages. She just did the entire thing. Wait till you hear her testimonial.
2 years ago, when I was 15, I published my first book, #Success, How Teens Can Create Their Own Brilliant Future. And immediately the book was published, I started getting wild results. I went to a new school and my book was already in the school library on display right when you walk in. People had ordered my book and were reading it and were coming up to me when I didn't even know them and saying like I had inspired them. They were so proud of me. And I was invited to all sorts of school activities right when I was a new student because my brand was so high already from the book that I had written. And the whole process was super easy and it was super quick. And the program really, really works and it gets amazing results.
Wow, wow, wow. Don't you dare tell me you can't do it if a teen can do it. Don't you dare tell me that you don't have enough life knowledge to write a book. How much life knowledge can a 15-year-old kid have? And yet she wrote a book and she's making a lot of money selling her book. And here's the final discount. But why? You can't just get a discount for no reason. Here it is. Get ready. It's my birthday. I'm 75 years old. Not exactly today, but very close to today. I'm 75 years old. Happy birthday. And since you're not in any mood to send me a gift, I'd better send you a gift. And what is the gift? I'm going to give you thousands of US dollars of discount. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of US dollar discount. You are going to love this program. As Nathan found out, now he does snow removal, and if you live near the equator and you don't know what snow is, just believe me, there's snow in other parts of the world. And ordinary house owners pay him, actually the going rate in Toronto is $850 for a season. So every time it snows, you pay $850 once for the whole season, and every time it snows, the snow removal guy will come and clean the driveway and the sidewalks. But he charges $1,200, 50% more, 50% more. Why? Because he wrote a book. Listen carefully.
Some exciting news for you. Right now, I'm enrolling clients at a price that's higher than my competition. You heard it, higher. It's all because of your lessons on branding. I mean, just the other day, I enrolled one client at $1,100. My competition last year charged him $850. And this guy came running to me and enthusiastically signed up for $1,100. I mean, and just today, one guy, I just enrolled a new client for $1,200. And it's Raymond, you are amazing. That's all I can say. And just what Raymond says really works. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
Wow, wow, wow. Now let's talk about the Get Your Book Done workshop that I'd like to hold in Hawaii. Well, we're holding it by Zoom, of course. May 22, 23, 24. May 22, 23, 24 by Zoom. And the feedback is that the Zoom classes are even more intimate than the live in hotel because you're actually looking into the faces of everyone in the program. And I keep them small. They're a small, intimate group so I can work individually with each person, answer each person's questions. It's wonderful. Now, if you're available, May 22, 23, 24, great. If you're not available, it's still okay. Why? Because I hold a Get Your Book Done Zoom class basically every single month because I don't have to fly anywhere. So if you can't take it in May, you take it in June, take it in July, whatever. It's always available. You don't have to worry. As Nick found out, now this is the best testimonial I've ever had. Nick, remember I told you that you start making money even before you finish your book? You start making money even before you start your book? Nick hadn't started writing his book yet and made 50,000 British pounds days after he registered for the program. Days after he registered for the program. 50,000 British pounds is about 50,000 euro, and it's about 60,000 US dollars. Wow, watch this. This is shocking.
My name is Nick Bradley, and I'm the award-winning author of Zero to Authentic Hero. Raymond and Aaron showed me how to write a book and create a brand for myself, and I spent a few £1,000s doing that. But I wanted to get a good return on my investment, so I wanted to make tens of thousands of pounds back on that time. I went to a conference, and I didn't even have a book. I hadn't even finished writing my book. So I printed the cover, and I wrapped it around my notebook, and I held it up, and I had one client who's paid me £50,000, and that's even before I had a book. So thank you, Raymond Aaron.
Wow, wow, wow. And I have a strictly limited admission because I have to be able to handle each person who registers. I want to give total attention to each person who registers, so I'll be telling you about that soon. I've told you it's $28,000 US, but I told you I was going to give you a discount. So are you ready? Are you ready for the biggest, most honking discount you could ever imagine? I'm prepared on this webinar to allow 25 people into the program. By the way, you can't see it, but there's about 144 people on this webinar right now, and I'm allowing 25 in. When you go to the URL that I'll be sending you to, if you go to the link, and there's an enrollment form, then you've got in time. But if you procrastinate and you go to that link and it says, sorry, you're too late, then you can't be admitted. So I'm serious about the 25 limit. So are you ready? Are you ready? Here it is. It's only $997. It's not 28,000. I've reduced it to $997 US dollars. $997. Oh my gosh. $997 for that entire thing, for all those 8 guarantees. It's the best deal I've ever given. I'm a dear friend of Darren. He's done me. He did a giant life favor for me once, and I will never ever forget it. And I will keep repaying him for the rest of my life. And Darren said, be kind to my subscribers and clients and friends and colleagues, and I'm giving you the best deal I've ever given. I can see in the questions it says, okay, with the link already. Okay, here we go. But I want to tell you something else. The Ultimate Authors Marketing Guide, the $3,000 6 audio program that teaches you how to dramatically increase the number of books you sell and dramatically increase how the book can sell you, that's included. For gosh sakes, the fee is only $997 and you get a $3,000 bonus. It's like you get the entire program for free. So register right now at offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. Offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. Offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. If you don't put in /Darren Winters, you won't get his extraordinary bonus. This is a special deal for Darren Winters clients only. If you don't want the huge discount, don't go there, but I suspect you will. Spell it correctly. Offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters in order to get that extra special deal that's available only to Darren's friends and clients on this call. Offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. Darren, you might want to type that in, or one of my staff type it into the.
I have
to the
Raymond.
chat,
I just added that into the message window for everybody. So
Perfect.
you should all have that in your questions answers window.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. I knew you'd do that. Also, it's tax deductible against business income because this is a legitimate business expense. If you have a business, or you hope to have a business anytime this year, or in fact, I'm giving you a business selling your books, you're allowed to deduct as a legitimate expense the expenses that you incurred in order to get that income. And that means you can deduct it as a business expense, which means it's, I don't know, like roughly half of $997 because it's tax deductible against business income. And there's no retail tax. Like if you're in England, there's no VAT, there's no retail sales tax. Offer from Raymond.com/Darren Winters. It's $997 USD. That's it. No tax on top of it. I've created the perfect solution of how to get you branded and make lots of money. The only thing missing so far in the solution is you. We're closing in on the 25 allowed participants. It's time to leave this right now and get to offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. It's only $997. It's amazing. I've never offered it at that low a tuition. I'm the only book writing teacher who makes sure that you make money with your book, not just get a book. I'm the only book writing teacher who is himself a New York Times best-selling author. There's lots of people offering to teach you how to write a book, but they haven't written one, or they've written one that's sitting in their garage. I'm the only book writing teacher who has written both a chicken soup book and a For Dummies book, the only one in the entire world. Offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters, and he asked me even to make it better for you if you need a payment plan. He's twisted my arm to give you a payment plan of only 2 equal monthly installments of $600. 2 equal monthly installments of $600 USD. So only $600 today instead of $997, and then a month from now, another $600, in order to make it super easy for you. I am the only book writing teacher who will do the forward for you. I am the only book writing teacher who will show you how to write a great book in only 10 hours, take more if you wish. I am the only book writing teacher who will show you how to hold your physical book in your hand in 10 weeks. Offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. That's the payment plan tuition, and the pay in full tuition is $997. When you choose the pay in full, you get the Ultimate Authors Marketing Guide. So when you go to offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters, you'll be given the option of $997 pay in full. So if you've been a good steward of your financial affairs, you have room on your credit card for $997 USD, then you will be able to get the amazing $3,000 Ultimate Author Marketing Guide 6 audio program included at no charge. If you need the payment plan, that's great. I'm happy that you will be getting in with the payment plan. It's only 2 installments, one today, one a month from today, of only $600 USD. Now, if you have any question at all, if you're having trouble getting your card approved, or you want to know if we take a certain credit card, or can I pay tomorrow, or whatever your issue is, then just contact M. Patel. You can see it on your screen, mpatel@aaron.com. mpatel@aaron.com with whatever question you have. He's my chief financial officer. You know how they say operators are standing by? I don't have operators. I have one of my most senior staff members, my chief financial officer, Nikki Patel, and he's standing by. He's very helpful. He's extremely knowledgeable about all matters financial. If you have any issue whatsoever, maybe because of the country that you're in, you're having trouble getting your credit card approved. There's issues when we go worldwide, and Mickey can help you. mpatel@aaron.com. First, go to offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters and register. But if you have any difficulty whatsoever, then you can also use mpatel@aaron.com, and he will help you. And right now, Darren and I will help you. So I want to unshare my screen. That didn't work. So Darren, can you get me back? Can you get our two faces back?
Let's have a go at this. So Raymond, I can see you, and I should be up as well. Raymond, I'm sure people can still see you. I can certainly see your video.
You can see the video, or, oh, you can see me?
I can see you, yes.
But you can't see my screen.
I can see your screen as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm the only one blind. Okay, I'll pretend you can see me, and I'll just hope for the best.
We can all see you. We can see. Yeah, everybody can see us both.
Okay, so I can't see the questions, and I can't see myself for some reason.
Oh. Okay, I may be able to, let me try and have it so you can see the questions as well. Oh, you should be able to see the questions, not sure why, but I'll read some of the questions out. So someone was saying, if they buy your course right now, can they then do the course a bit later?
Yes, the course starts not today. The course starts when you first start. So in other words, you'll be contacted by one of my staff. Sometimes when you register for a program, you still have questions. And there's no problem if you're going on vacation or you don't want to do it during this lockdown, whatever. It starts when you start. Like when you when you watch the first video, that's when it starts for you. You get a year from when you start. So register now. And I can see the questions. Register now, and don't worry, the year will start when you start.
And it's something I wanted to say just for everybody. I was attempting to write a book for years and years, doing it the long way, the hard way, and wasn't making too much progress. And then I did meet Raymond, and I actually did his training, and I got the book finished super quick. Just because I didn't know this, I didn't know the strategy, I didn't know the technique of how to get a book done quickly. And yeah, it was eye-opening. So, some of the things that Raymond shared, I would never have thought of doing. So highly recommend it from personal experience. I know a lot of people say, hey, I'm going to write a book, or I've written part of a book. I mean, you do the course, you will have a book. You will actually get the job done, and you'll end up with a book. So if you've been kind of half-heartedly doing this, you got to take the step now to make this happen. And as Raymond said, it's life-changing once you do that.
I can actually see myself and you on the screen now. And
okay.
Mamet says, how come Nikki Patel, Wendy, and yourself and your org is dormant? What does that mean? Not sure what you mean, but mpatel@aaron.com will immediately answer your questions. And Joelle said, okay, thank you so much. Kevin gave me advice on how to see myself. Yasmin gave me advice on how to see myself. Everyone's giving me advice on how to work this technology. Yes, we can see you both. I can see you both. I can see your screen. Oh my God, everyone's helpful. But are there any questions?
I can see Raymond, to give you a few questions that I was always in by. So somebody was asking, how do you help them decide the topic, the subject that their book's going to be on?
Well, first of all, let me help Joelle. Joelle says, I don't have a credit card. No problem, Joelle. Just go to the mpatel@aaron.com. M is in mother. mpatel@aaron.com, and he'll give you a wiring instructions. So you can just wire the money or send it through e-transfer. He's very good at that. How do I help? Well, first of all, my staff can help because they know my rules. But second of all, I help in the video. The video tells you exactly step by step how to choose a title. There's 4 ways to choose titles, and I teach you each of the 4, and I explain each of the 4, and then I hold up examples of books that from my clients saying, Here's someone who used technique number 1. Here's someone else. And I show you 4 or 5 examples of people using technique number 1. And then I show you people who use technique number 2. Actually show you the coverage of the book. And then I show you which techniques are better. And then you use one of those 4 techniques for the title and the other technique for the subtitle. You have to use a different technique. That's how, and it's actually easier than you think. And
so
Joelle,
other questions coming in now, Raymond, if you can see them.
Yes, Joelle says, can I pay by ideal? What does ideal mean?
I'm not sure what ideal is. I haven't heard of that.
So Joelle, just contact mpatel@aaron.com. And yes, there's, oh my God. Raymond, well, you're putting, oh, somebody put the wiring instructions right on, oh my gosh. Okay, wow. And Marlo says, can you even help me if I write in my own language? Yes, yes. It's a little more difficult, but yes, you can write in your own language. I don't recommend it, and let me explain why. When you write in English, even if English is your second language, many of my clients, English is their second language. If you write in English, even if you make some grammar or spelling or punctuation mistakes, your editor will clean it up for you so it'll look like an angel wrote it. And then it's easy for you to convert a well-written English document back to your own language. It's difficult for you to convert a well-written document in your language into English, but it's easy to go back to your own language. So that's what I actually recommend. You can do what you like, but if you follow my instructions, it may work really well for you. It's Kryptonian visa payment. Okay, so use whatever visa you wish. Signed up, feeling nervous but excited. Sadia, I'm glad you're nervous. Honest to God, I'm glad you're nervous. But you know what? Your hero is right here beside me, Darren. And I was so honored when he was sitting in my class. It's like I was so dazzled. Like everyone else was just, I don't want to say an average person, that's not nice. But there's Darren, bigger than life, because he was like my hero. He's helped me so much. And like every half hour he'd say, oh my God, I never would have thought of that. Oh my God, Raymond, that's genius. And he'd come to me at breaks, I've learned so much. And I said, it's just the first break of 3 days. But there's so much that is so exciting. And you'll learn and you'll be so grateful that you did it.
I think one of the big insights that I got from it is it's not just about writing the book, it's about how to make the book, how to write the book in a way that's going to make you a lot of money. And
Right.
there's lots of secrets and lots of techniques which you'd never think of unless you had somebody explain them to you and tell you how to do them. That was a huge insight for me.
So I just found out that Ideal is a payment by bank card in the Netherlands. Okay, if you have any issue at all, just go to offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters. And if it goes through, great. If it doesn't, just contact mpatel@aaron.com. He's standing by, he's going to help you. Yeah, so I hope I haven't missed any. Do you recommend writing a book straight away in English or in my own language? Really, I recommend you write it in English. Your editor will convert it to perfect grammar, perfect spelling, and perfect punctuation. And then to go from English to your own native language is easy. And I teach you how to do that. The company is showing dormant. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know how my company is showing dormant. If you just email mpatel@aaron.com, he'll answer it. People are just saying, hi, Darren. That's nice. How come, Nikki, you're dormant? What do you mean dormant? So why don't you find a question to ask, and I will email Mickey and see what they're talking about.
There's a few more questions coming in here I'm seeing.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you find a good editor? How do you find a good publisher?
I tell you really, it's all in the course. Everything is in the course. I teach you exactly. I teach you how to get an ISBN number, how to get all the elements for the cover, what should be on the front cover, what should be on the back cover, what should be on the spine, I teach you how to name your chapter headings. I teach you what names you're not allowed to use as chapter heading names. In fact, just for fun, I'll tell you that never, ever, ever call a chapter introduction. Ever, ever, ever. That's what everyone thinks. Oh, my first chapter will be introduction. Because readers, when they see introduction, they say to themselves, oh, I can skip that chapter. If you want people to read that chapter, don't call it introduction. Call it read me first, or most important chapter, or how to get started, or something like that.
And I think one of the other things which I noticed in your training was how it was very step by step. Step number 1, do this. Step number 2, do this. Step number 3, do this. And you're like, okay, that makes perfect sense. I like strategy, and I like when I know exactly what I'm supposed to do at the next step, and it was very, very clear. And as Raymond said, covered everything. What should you have on the front cover? What makes the front cover most effective? What should you have on the inside cover? What should you have on the back cover? Yeah, it was very, very insightful, I'd say.
Why are you shown as dormant? Question mark. The questions are filled with people saying you are dormant. Period.
I didn't quite understand that one either, Raymond. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And a few more questions coming in here. Karen is asking about I think payment plan. Yeah, Karen Raymond did offer that, and if you had any other question on that, he gave the contact as well.
Yes. So Karen Ingram, just contact M Patel. M as in mother. M Patel at aaron.com, and he will answer all your questions. If you need a special financial arrangement, just contact him. So I'm going to type in his email address, M Patel at.
And Raymond, Tony is asking, do they get to keep the videos, the training videos?
Oh, you don't keep them. It's not downloaded, but you can watch them as often as you wish. So you get to watch them online, but you don't get to download them. But you can watch them for an entire year. And an entire year starting from when you want to start. Now, I just entered mpatel at aaron.com. Can you see it?
Yes.
Do I have to register today for future dates? Okay, so Tintin, when you register, you're registering for the course, for the whole program. You can attend the 3-day workshop if you wish, but you can attend it in May or June or July, whatever you wish. So the important thing is to get into my course, the 10-10 course, and then you can register today or anytime for the 3-day workshop. And it's free, but there's a $50 deposit. It's free. You leave the $50 deposit just so that you'll show up, and then I give you the $50 back when you show up. And the reason for that is the very first time that I held it, very first time, I thought, oh, wouldn't this be great? 100 people signed up. Like, there was such a pent-up demand. Now there's typically 20 or 30. But for the very first one, 100 people showed up. I was so excited, and 17 showed up. And I was insulted because I was giving my time for free. I was doing a service to them, and people treated it not nicely. And so for some reason, for $50, they treat it seriously. And you get it back. It's not another fee. You pay the $9.97 today, or 2 times 600, and then you're in, and then you can attend the 3-day workshop as often as you wish. It's a $50 fully refundable deposit. You give me the 50, I give it back to you. It just wakes you up.
And Christopher, I'm just going to say congratulations. He's saying, I've got my place, all sorted, Darren and Raymond, already on the way to book number 1.
Wonderful. Is there any upselling after this course? Are there any more costs after the initial payment? Well, there are. There are some. For example, I told you already so I'm answering Yasmin's question. And this is a good question for everybody. Are there any other costs? Yeah. I recommend that you have a website for your book. You don't have to if you don't want to. But these days, when you tell someone that you've written a book, they immediately go online to see if your book exists. And so you might want to have a website for your book. You don't have to if you don't want to, but to buy a URL costs about $10. And then you're going to have to get some webmaster to put up a website for you if you want, but otherwise you have a presence through Amazon. Also, you'll want to have an editor and formatter. It's a few $100s each, but I teach you how you can get it for free. And you'll want to have a cover designer. You'll want to have a cover designer. They typically cost several $1,000s, but there are services like Fiverr.com that will do it for like $5 or $10. Actually, these days it's like $10 or $20 to get a cover. So there's some small costs involved, but they're small. And they don't go to me. Like, I'm not a cover designer. So there's just
another question I see here. Is it a physical book or an e-book?
Well, you can do either one, but I recommend a physical book because an ebook won't brand you. You see, an ebook can be 10 pages long, 6 pages long, 23 pages long, and it's not taken seriously. But a real published physical book is taken seriously, and you can autograph it. So no one has ever said, you should buy from Jill over there. She wrote an ebook. Like, it falls dead. An ebook has no cachet. But if someone wrote a book and you can actually hold it in your hand, that does have cachet. That has branding. So yes, I recommend that you publish it as a physical book. And I teach you how to get a publisher. I teach you how to get a cover designer, really, really inexpensive. In fact, just go to Fiverr and do it. There's some very minor expenses.
And then another question here. Is it best to write self-help books or technical books related on your field to brand yourself?
Right. So it depends on what you want to write about. As long as you're writing about something in your field, it will brand you. It could be self-help. It could be, let's say you're an airline, you're a pilot of you can fly an airplane. What's the word? A pilot. You're a pilot. You could write a book, a technical book about how to maintenance an airplane, the aeronautics of how an airplane flies. You can write a technical book like that and people say, wow, this guy knows his stuff. Or you could write a self-help book on how to learn how to fly an airplane. You could take different angles and they'll each up-brand you. But once you get into the program, if you have any questions at all, I will think about the different kinds of books that you're thinking of writing and tell you the one that'll make you the most money. Because they all work, but some will make you less money and some will make you more money. Now, by the way, if you wrote a question and it isn't being answered by Darren or me, it's because we're inundated with questions and we lost yours. So just copy it and paste it in again.
I can see another question just came up here. Well, kind of a question, I suppose. My nephew is a novel writer, but doesn't make any money or doesn't make much money.
Right, and I already explained that. McDonald's has lousy burgers, lousy burgers. The bun is dead, the patty is dry, and yet they outsell all other burgers in the world because they have better marketing. So your nephew wrote a book not inside my program. And the number of secret marketing messages out of the 31 that he put in his book was 0. He put no marketing whatsoever. So imagine there's a McDonald's, and right beside the McDonald's, your nephew opens a burger joint with no marketing. And everyone who comes goes to McDonald's. And you're saying, why? It's a burger joint. Why aren't they buying? It's a better burger than McDonald's. Every burger is better than McDonald's. but everyone buys McDonald's because their marketing is better. When you ask kids, do you want to go out for lunch? Yeah, where do you want to go? McDonald's! Why? Because they love the clown Ronald McDonald. They love the Golden Arches. They love seeing Ronald McDonald in ads on their favorite kids' television show. It's the marketing that gets them to go to McDonald's. Your nephew put no marketing in his book, and he expected people to just come and buy it with no marketing. Nothing gets sold without marketing. Apple, everyone on the planet knows Apple, and yet Apple markets. Everyone on the planet knows Disney, but Disney markets. Everybody has to market except your nephew did no marketing inside the book. And I don't mean marketing like an ad, but there's secret marketing, very subtle marketing. And I already told you one of them is the length of the book. If it's the wrong length, no one's going to buy it. So if you want to not take my program and write a book, bless you, no one will buy it. If you take my program, I teach you how to write a book that makes you money. Tell your nephew to sign up for my program, and I'll show him how to redo his book so that it will sell. Lots of people who say they've already written a book take my program because they want to sell. By the way, he won a young person's literary prize. I don't care. He can win every prize he wants, and he can have an ego trip all over that prize. But if there's no secret marketing messages, it won't sell. Stop trying to prove to yourself that it should sell just because you love your nephew. Stop trying to prove it'll sell just because you won an award. Award is of no meaning. What's meaning is sales. That was too strong. I'm glad your nephew won an award, but don't think that because he won an award, it's going to sell. Marlo says, I signed up, but I don't want to start. So should I register, but wait for the login? Oh my God. Marlo's, you've already registered. Great. Just email mpatel@aaron.com and tell him when you want to start. If you don't want to start till the summer, you don't want to start till Christmas, whatever. But register now to get this unbelievable deal, and your year will start whenever you want it to.
And I can see Yasmin there just saying, got my place, can't wait, let's get branded.
Yeah, thank you for answering my question, Raymond. That was Yasmin. That's sweet. That's very nice of him to say that. Ah, yes, I can't see the link. I can't see the link. So I will offer, first of all, can you type it in? You can type faster. I've got a sore on my hand. Just offerfromraymond.com/Darren Winters.
Yeah, I'll post that to everybody again. It's in the window, but here we go. I'll send it to everyone again. And maybe Raymond, did you have it on your screen? Maybe share your screen. At the moment, it's black. We just have a black screen up there. Yep, there we go.
Oh, you can see it now? Because I can just see you and me.
You can see your screen now. If you had a slide with the link on, that would be good.
Okay, I'll get it back in a second.
Okay, I think everybody should have it now. It's I posted it a couple of times in the window there.
Okay, do we have another question? There you go. Do you see it now?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Got it. Yeah, perfect.
Well, I think we're done unless there's some more questions coming in. Rosemary said yes. I don't know what she means, but I'm glad she's positive. Aaron said, I had to go for 10 minutes. All right, glad you're back. Abdullah says, are you open for that? Oh, I would like to work for you. Of course, I can work for you for free. Wow. So if you want to work for me for free, I hadn't expected that, but just go to mpatel@aaron.com and see it on your screen now and say, I'd like to work for you. Wow. Did you ever get an offer like that, Darren?
I have before, yes.
Yeah. Maybe it was the same guy. Okay, so I think that's it. I want to say one thing. A candle is not diminished by lighting another candle. And Darren, you are a strong, glowing candle, and you have many thousands, tens of thousands of followers. You've been doing a wonderful job throughout Europe, teaching your brand of wisdom for many years. You're the #1 in your field. And I'm honored that you share your wisdom, shine your light to so many people. And by reflected limelight, thank you for allowing me to shine my light on them and lighting their candle in the ways that I have become a world famous expert. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd say, Raymond, just thank you for joining us. I know what a difference it's made in my life, the stuff you taught me, and just incredibly powerful to have a book. Anybody who was even thinking about this, I'd say just do this. Just do it. You'll see an incredible change once you get this done. Really is a super powerful topic to learn about, and I try to bring the best people in the world to you to add value, to share what they know, and Raymond truly is one of the best in the world at this. So thank you for joining us. I highly recommend Raymond's training. Grab a place, the link's on the screen there. We put it in the message window. It will be one of the best things you've ever done. So thank you, Raymond.
If you haven't registered already, take a screenshot so that you can register later without worrying that you forget. Offer from raymond.com/Darren Winters and mpatel@aaron.com if you have any question whatsoever.
Yeah, or just take a photo of the screen if that's easier for you as well.
Oh, right. Okay. That's clever.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, well, yeah, thanks very much, everybody. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.